So I'll briefly be talking about a decade of timing study of a black widow millisecond pulsar, which we have done with GMRT. So let's have a brief introduction to pulsar timing. So pulsar timing, it relies on accurate measurements of the time. When the radio beam from the pulsar, it sweeps the radio telescope, and then comparing these measurements with the theoretical prediction in order to drive various properties of the pulsar. So we have a timing model, which is nothing but a parameter file to predict the arrival time of the future pulses. And using this model, we find out timing residuals, which is the measured time of arrivals minus what is predicted by the model. So a good timing model would leave timing residual cluster around zero with only white noise remaining. So G1544 plus 4937, it is a black widow millisecond pulsar, and it is in a binary orbit with an orbital period of 2.9 hours. So the observation has been divided into two parts. So from 2011 to 2017, the observation has been taken with the legacy GMRT system, and from 2018 to 2021, it is taken with the upgraded GMRT system. So we have got a timing residual of 5.9 microsecond for the 10 years of for the whole 10-year of data span, and just using GWB data, we have got a timing residual of 2.8 microsecond. So from this 10 years of timing, we have got new parameter estimation, which includes proper motion, first order orbital period derivative, and eccentricity of the system. Along with this, we have got significant detection of DM1 and DM2 derivatives. So black widow millisecond pulsars, they are in general hard to time as they show orbital parameter variability along with DM variation. So if we have low frequency observation, then we can accurately determine these DM variations, which would lead to better modeling of such black widow systems. So over here for 1544 plus 4937, we have seen the quadratic trend in DM, and it can be seen that the DM1 and DM2 derivatives, they provide an okay fit to the DM variation observed. So the low frequency observation, they have helped us in better modeling of the DM variation for this particular pulsar. As the time delays, they are proportional to f square. At lower frequencies, even a small change of DM that produces large time delays, therefore easily detectable. Therefore, by adding more sensitive simultaneous dual frequency observations for this pulsar, we would better be able to model it, and it will increase its possibility of inclusion in the pulsar timing array. Thank you.